Hey y'all, it's Lindsay. I thought today we could do a what I eat in a day video. I have already had a cup of coffee, which is typical, got ready for the day, and back here I've got my air fryer working on breakfast. So once that's done, I'll show you what I've got cooking here. All right, breakfast. The other day I made some of the egg white bread that is risen with yeast and it kind of flopped on me, but the happy accident that was made these have the texture of a bagel, which was really cool. So I sliced them in half, toasted them in the air fryer over here, smeared with some cream cheese, and then I just have the everything bagel seasoning from Sam's Club. So sprinkled a little of that on there. I don't know if my husband wants some too, but 2 slices of the Wright's thick cut bacon and carrying on with black coffee for breakfast today. Breakfast was delicious. The bagel seasoning on top of my little egg bread situation was just, it was real good. I don't love the salt that's in there. I much prefer the real salt from Redmond. I don't know, I just feel better with that just because I know exactly what kind of salt it is and where it came from. I have poured myself another cup of coffee. Overall, a good breakfast. I do still feel a little bit hungry, but I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful and not just totally gorge myself. We're in the season of just engorge yourself at all costs, and I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful of that so that I can pick and choose my indulgences wisely. I don't have my next sensor for NutriSense for the CGM, the continuous glucose monitor. So until that one is back in my possession, I've been using the Fora 6 Connect, which I do have a link in my description box down below. I've gone back to testing my blood glucose in the morning, as I've been testing my ketones this whole time with a finger prick, and I will test usually just the once in the morning. It's this little fella. I will do my blood glucose and my ketones, and then every 5 to 7 days, I'll go through and do my uric acid. I've had a lot of conversations about uric acid and just my interest in that topic. And I also have some cholesterol strips. Hopefully they'll be here today and I can test those as well. I'm not very good at remembering to record when I use this, and I won't use this again until tomorrow morning. But that has been, you know, it's an old faithful, and I really like the ease of use with the continuous glucose monitor. However, you know, I don't have one on hand at the moment. Therefore, we're just gonna have to go with finger pricks. We have a couple errands to manage. Not a very exciting day today.
I'm going to make a simple little pizza casserole in my air fryer for 2, and I'm going to take 2 eggs, scramble them up, mix in a 1/4 cup of my homemade baking blend and about 3 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, some Italian seasoning, Redmond real salt, and some pepper. I'm going to mix that all together really well. Then I'm going to add 1 cup of frozen cauli rice. Get that mixed in pretty well. Using a glass dish that fits in my air fryer, I'm going to evenly press my batter into that, and then I'm going to bake it in my air fryer. I plan to top this with some sausage, some pizza sauce, and mozzarella cheese once the crust is baked, but I do want to bake the bottom first. Here's my portion of the air fryer pizza casserole. I'm gonna go eat this. If I feel like I'm still hungry, I might make myself a little dessert, and I will share that if I go that path. I'm also working on a cherry bubbly. I have just created a little microwave brownie that is keto friendly. I have not put out a recipe video. I didn't really follow a recipe on this either. I'm just kind of testing it out. If it turns out okay, I will attempt to put together a quick recipe video on this little microwave brownie. All right, I have taste tested my microwave brownie. I still have all of my mess back here to put away, so that'll be my next task. But I was really curious to see if this little recipe experiment went well for me. However, I think I'm going to modify it some more. It's not quite chocolatey enough for my taste, so I'll be managing that. Not gonna be the one I share. I also feel like it's a slight bit eggy, so I'm going to modify that before I share it as well. For this attempt, not bad, but just not right.
cup of coffee for the afternoon is made. Decaf with a full scoop of Perfect Keto salted caramel MCT oil powder. I love this flavor. This is, if I was really hard pressed, strawberry is absolutely my #1 favorite. This one comes in at like 1.5, not second place, but like 1.5 place. I do have an affiliate link for Perfect Keto, and if you want to help support my channel by ordering through my link, that does give me a small amount of commission while not increasing the price tags for you. I also have Redmond down there. I have my ForaCare monitor down there. I have a few other links as well. So any of those that you choose to use does help my channel, and I appreciate that very much if you choose to do so. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start working on dinner. I'm going to make kind of like a creamy shredded chicken that the girls can put on some homemade rolls that I'm going to also make. Jared and I can put on a bed of cabbage. So what I'm gonna do here is dump some chicken broth in the bottom of my Instant Pot Mini. Place some chicken breasts in the Instant Pot. Plug her in. Lid. Sealing. 25 minutes. While my Instant Pot is going back here, I'm gonna go practice something that Neely and I talked about on her channel this past week regarding exercise. I'm just gonna go and try to sneak in like, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes worth of just a little bit of core work and see how that goes. The next day. I didn't finish talking directly to you. Instead, I just pulled together a few little clips of the last things that I ate. So let me talk you through those things. I believe I told you I put chicken in my Instant Pot Mini with some bone broth, some chicken broth, and I let that go until it was fully cooked, and then I let it fully natural pressure release. I pulled the chicken out, let that rest on a cutting board for a little bit while I used the saute function on the Instant Pot Mini to reduce the amount of broth by probably about half. I added a little bit of glucomannan powder, which is a thickening agent that I like to use. And I shredded up the chicken, put it back in the Instant Pot with some seasonings, salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and parsley, like dried parsley. And then I mixed up all the chicken, put in a whole brick of cream cheese. So 8 ounces of cream cheese, let that melt and fully incorporate with the chicken. That is what we wound up having for dinner. My kids had it on some homemade hamburger rolls that I had made in a little bit earlier in the afternoon. And my husband and I had it over a bed of sauteed cabbage. It was really good. If I would have had more of my egg white buns that I had made previously, I probably would have done it as a sandwich. I really want to do it as kind of like a mini slider situation at some point. So that'll probably be a repeat here in the not too distant future. And then at the end of the evening, we put the girls to bed and I made a cup of decaf coffee and I turned it into a peppermint mocha by adding a scoop of the Perfect Keto collagen in chocolate. And I added a few drops of some peppermint extract, whizzed it all up with my little rechargeable milk frother and drank that. It was delightful. And I loved the fact that it had like enough chocolatey flavor, enough peppermint flavor, but you could still actually taste the coffee. I find sometimes when I mix some different flavorings into my coffee, it kind of can overpower the thing. So I feel like it turned out quite nice. I'm gonna let you go now because I don't know if the wind is picked up in my microphone, but it's hard to see through here, but the wind is blowing all the snow off the ground back into the air. It's not actually snowing anymore, but You wouldn't know that based on the wind. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you in my next video.